All right, I'm back for Dustios's ongoing coverage of the PGL Copenhagen Major, Americas RMR. I'm here with cadiaN of Liquid after their loss to FURIA. So, obvious question to start with. Close game against the Brazilians, but ultimately they came out ahead. I believe it's your Fallen's first win over you since 2019. What do you think went wrong there?
It's a good question. It was a pretty tight game, back and forward. The scoreline was close all the way through. And yeah, I think it's just like those kind of 2v2s, 3v3s, mid-round situations where they played them better than us. And yeah, that's what made the difference.
And in assembling this team, I think many have gone to say that this Liquid roster is one of the most mechanically scaled teams ever assembled under the Liquid brand. However, we have seen some sort of deficiencies in the play. Do you think, when you and Mnmzzz were assembling this roster, was there an expectation that it would come online right away, or is this more of a long-term project for you guys?
I mean, of course, you want to be good from day one, but I think obviously it's clear to everyone that we've had a few struggles. I think we're still finding our identity, our way of doing things, and yeah, I think even if you look at other projects that's out there who has assembled a new team, so to say, there's less new things than here. You know, like here's new coach, new captain, three new players in total, and yeah, everything is very new. And I think around this month, next month is when we should start to be a bit more consistent, because for sure one of the things we're lacking is consistency.
And speaking of new things that are sort of going on for you, for those who might not know, obviously many years ago, 6 years ago now, you played for Rogue in North America, and that was actually the last time, as far as I'm aware, you called in English. How do you feel that transition back to calling in English has been? Has there been any hiccups, or do you still feel like easy transition for you?
Yeah, I don't know if I would call it easy, but for sure there's struggles along the way. But I think that's not just like on the calling thing, that's just like on everyone getting used to the way we articulate things and pronunciations and stuff like this, because we're from a lot of different regions, right? We have Mary from Eastern Europe, Faye from South America, me from Europe. So I think for me, there's some small situations where it definitely can become more comfortable for me, but overall, probably like this interview, it shouldn't be the biggest of issues.
And with your calling, you're also trying to implement a fairly unique style that sort of we saw in Heroic, your more fluid calling style. While we have players like Yakinder, who's sort of more used to an opening style, and then we have some players who are used to playing more static roles. Especially with the Yakinder, I feel like we've seen him struggle a bit in making the transition from the old Liquid to the new Liquid. Why do you think he struggled in finding his sort of footing on the squad?
It's a good question. I don't think we're playing like the Heroic style at all. To be honest, I think also like Yakinder has been doing really good in practice. So for me, it's probably just a matter of time before he's going to show the same level in the official games. And I think he's also had good maps and good rounds. So yeah, I think it's about to come.
And we're going to be heading into the best of threes tomorrow for Liquid finally, after playing a whole event of best of ones and a whole qualifier best of ones and all that. Do you think we're going to be able to see more of Liquid in the best of threes, considering that's sort of the de jour style CS2's played in?
I mean, hopefully. No, we should have a wide enough map pool that it's to our advantage. I'm curious to see what the matchups is. But yeah, I mean, best of threes for sure. It's something I'm looking forward to compared to the best of ones.
And last question before I let you go. We've heard some sort of news across the Atlantic with all the changes going on in the Danish scene. Obviously, you left Heroic, and that sort of made them go international. We've seen a lot of other Danish projects go international. And now, just today, we've heard the news yesterday, that Device is taking over the IGL of Astralis. I just wanted to pick your brain on that, as someone who's been on opposing teams for a very long time against him. What do you think about the prospect of him being a successful IGL?
I don't think I know him well enough for me to decide whether he has that in him or not. So yeah, time will tell.
And time will tell what Liquid will do tomorrow. Thank you so much for your time, and we'll see you in action tomorrow.